Hi, I'm Dennis Potter. Welcome to this edition of Inside Crisis. Topic today is a manager's guide to suicide postvention in the workplace, things that we can do to help management be prepared to take care of their employees. So what is postvention? Well, postvention is the psychological first aid or crisis intervention or other support that is offered after a suicide to affected individuals in the workplace as a whole to alleviate possible negative effects of the event. A suicide death of an employee is only one type of suicide that could affect and be disruptive in the workplace. Suicide death of clients, vendors, or a family member of an employee also can have a very profound effect. So what's the manager's role? When you were coming through and be doing management training kind of stuff, we usually don't think about managers being grief counselors or being counselors at all. It's around guiding and encouraging and helping innovation to help your people move. Well, those are some of the same things that happen in the aftermath of a suicide. Managers can play a crucial role in setting the tone for how the rest of the workplace will respond to a suicide. Staff look to leadership for direction, and having a steady hand on the ship of state during and immediately after the event is important. The organizational leadership is the key to the organization to recover. First, managers need to approach the situation with compassion for the bereaved. Public and private communications need to reflect a respectful tone of empathy and support and offer permission for people to take care of themselves. Secondly, managers need to listen carefully to the needs of various employees as they may differ. Some employees who are more distant acquaintances of the decedent might be able to return to work very quickly. Others who were closer may need more time to adjust. Some workers may need to vent anger, guilt, sadness, or other emotions. A structured group session led by you as a crisis care responder may be helpful in increasing that caring and support, and certainly being able to use our handouts. Third, managers should be able to take the lead in applying corporate human resource policies designed to helping surviving family members with all those practical manners. This behavior will model for others it is our right to reach out beyond the confines of the work environment to help out. Fourth, managers should recognize their unique role. On one hand, they may be impacted by the tragic loss and in need of our support, while on the other hand, they may be the targets of anger and blame by the other employees. Finally, managers should be sensitive to anniversary dates, notable events. Are there holiday parties coming up, traditions that the deceased always enjoyed? Is there achieving a milestone of a project which the deceased contributed? What are kind of reminders, if you will, that the deceased is no longer with us? Other major dates might trigger reactions from staff during which it might be appropriate to acknowledge again the loss of that individual's presence. There's really 10 different kind of action steps that really fall into three phases: immediate, short-term, long-term. In the immediate acute phase, it's coordinate, contain the crisis, get information out, notify appropriate people, determine the circles of impact. Short-term, we're looking at that recovery phase where we're going to link people together. We are going to link them with the EAP if that's appropriate, provide comfort, restore the return to function kind of thing, and to lead them in the direction of full recovery. Longer term, the reconstructing phase, it's honoring, preparing for anniversary and other milestone dates, sustaining, transition postvention to maybe suicide prevention. Can we get more information out? The plan can include things like what are the details on how do you call 911 within 1 hour? What are the steps that we need to take to notify folks? This is if the suicide happens at work. What do we do in the next 24 hours? What do we do in the next few days? This plan might also include things for mourning examples. Do we have an interfaith service or talk? How do we go about honoring the life, not the final decision? How do we make use of support resources? The plan might include things like having sample announcements pre-written. These are all important aspects. Thank you so much for paying attention to this edition of Inside Crisis.